Okay, so if it has THS at the end, you know it is a decimal and it is to the right of the decimal place. Write that on your paper. So THS means that it's to the right of your decimal. So to the right of your decimal. So that means that is your decimal numbers somehow. Okay? So THS, that is your clue that it's to the right of your decimal place. Okay? If it's just an S, it's a whole number, so it goes to the left.
Is this how you got it?
Just,
Oh.
if that was, we're getting there. We're getting there. Excuse you, RJ. Thank you.
Hi.
Okay, so anybody have any questions about just the regular place value chart? You have one, okay, that you can use. All right, so let's look at the next one. Next is a decimal place value chart. So I realize this has up to millionths on it. We're not talking about millionths. All you need to focus on is to the thousandths, so you can kind of mark out those other three numbers, okay? So we're focusing tenths, hundredths, thousandths, okay? If you don't want to mark it out and you want to leave it there, that's fine too, but tenths, hundredths, thousandths, okay?
I wouldn't want to color on the word. I'm a more to do that.
Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do next. So go ahead and get your place value chart out. Okay, your place value chart and your marker. All right, so here's what we're going to do on this next slide. On this next slide, you are going to tell me the value of the underlined digit. So what place is that digit in? So we're going to start with this one, 37.52. So I want you to write that in your place value chart, 37.52. No. Did you read the number 37.52? Go do it again. 37.52. Once you have your decimal number written on your place value chart, and you can tell me what place value the 5 is in, I want you to put your thumb up. So once you can tell me what place value that 5 is in, put your thumb up. Okay, so we're looking at the 5.
I circled the 5 too.
All right, Isaac, what place value is that 5? Tenths. How do you know it's tenths? It's right behind the decimal, and if you look on your place value chart, above the 5 tells you it's the what's place? Tenths place. Okay? So on your paper, I want you to write tenths underneath that. Would you stop, please?
Can you write it above it?
Above it, below it, either one's fine. But somewhere next to that number, your 5 is your tenths place. Okay? Now, let's look at the number next to it. So this number, 265.273. Now write that number in your place value chart. 265.273. Once you can tell me what place that 6 is in, put your thumb up. The 6. So we're looking at the 6 this time.
the ACT fire, will you be able to use these charts?
No.
Oof.
All right.
When we start preparing for the ACT?
We prepare every day, Luke.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, like whenever
Closer to time.
we go into full.
Closer to time. All right, Peyton. What place value is that 6? The tens. No TH. So that tells me it's a whole number. So the tens place. So let's move on down to here. 7.241. Write that in your place value chart. And then once you can tell me the place that 1 goes in, put your thumb up. So 7.241. Pull your mask up, please. All right then.
Thank you.
Cool. Great.
Thanks for the announcement.
All right. RJ, what place is that 1?
1,000.
Thousandths. THS. What does that THS tell me? That it's a decimal. That's right. That it's going to be a decimal. Last one. 8.0. Put your thumb up when you can tell me what place that is. The 8. We're looking at the 8.
Wait, do we have to write it down?
I mean, you don't necessarily have
Because
to,
I already
but
knew that.
I mean, if you, hopefully you knew this one already.
Yeah.
Okay, Connor.
1.
Ones.
I love how you said it in the question.
One place? The ones?
I'm not sure my answer.
Okay, so now place value. Knowing your place value is important when we're reading and writing decimals. Okay, knowing your place value is important. So now we're going to move right into reading decimals in word form.
This is writing distance.
Writing decimals. That's what I meant.
Sure.
Okay, so we are going to look at this number here at the top. So 324.685. Okay, 324.685. That's the number we're looking at. So, first thing you do when you're writing a decimal in word form is you write your whole number. Okay, so in this case, it's 324. Okay, 324. The second thing you do, once you've written your whole numbers, you write and for the decimal point. Okay, so and means your decimal point. So that means you cannot write and anywhere else in that. So if it was 108, you can't say 108. You just have to say 108. Okay? Because you can only have one and in that sentence. And that and represents your decimal point. Okay? So and represents your decimal point. Next stop. Numbers after your decimal point, you're going to write those like normal. So 685. Then you write the place value of the last digit. So this case, we have 3 numbers. So that means that's going to be what? Thousandths. Okay? So here's what we're going to do next. So on this next part, I'm going to do these out loud. Okay?
Okay.
So you listen to me and listen to my thinking, and you can watch me write it down, and you're going to write it on your paper. Okay? Then you're going to have a chance to practice on your own. Okay? All right. So this first one, so write each decimal in word form. So the first one says 45 and 786 thousandths. So I remember from my last slide, the first thing it told me to do was write my whole number, and my whole number is 45. So I'm going to write 45. Okay, that's supposed to be a dash. 45. So there's my whole number.
I already done took the side of it.
86,000.
I'm doing it, not you. Thank you. 45. Next, I do my decimal. What word did I say use for my decimal? And. So that gets my 45 and my decimal point. Okay, so 45 and. Next thing I do is I write the numbers after my decimal place. So that is 786. Then the last thing I do is write my place value of my last digit. So I'm looking for my place value for my 6, and I know that that is thousandths. And I'm done. This does kind of take a little bit. Okay, it takes a little bit, but you write it like you read it. Okay? So 45 and 786 thousandths.
I wonder how stylists work. Do they just have an imaginary finger and they're going,
Maybe? I don't know. That's what I got.
Wait, we need to cut that open then.
We're not cutting it open. We're not cutting it open. No. All right, so let's look at the next one. So the next one says 321 and 5 tenths. So first thing I do is write my whole number. So 321. So 321. Then I write my decimal, and then I write my decimal numbers, 5. Then I write my place value, tenths. So 321 and 5 tenths. Okay? It is much better.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to look at this last one.
Can I look in my back to see if I have a different one?
All right, last one, 9 and 23 hundredths. So I write my whole number, 9, my decimal point, and write my decimal numbers, 23, and then my place value, hundredths. It's not hard.
What did you say? Whenever it's going to start getting hard?
Tomorrow's going to be a little bit more challenging than today's. It's not a lot, but it's just pretty much it's taking a decimal and breaking it down into parts.
Oh. Miss Armstrong, I've always thought place value charts didn't do no good, but now I'm using one, they do.
They work, don't they? Okay, so let's look at this next page. So next slide on your paper. So it's going from word form to standard form. Whenever you see the word standard form, that means it's just numbers. Okay, standard form means numbers. So here's what I want you to do. Do those 3 examples. Okay, those 3 examples on that slide, and then put your pencil down so I know you're done. Okay, so from word form to standard form is what we're doing right now. So you're reading the words and you're writing out the decimal. Get busy. Okay, so let's look at these 3 examples. Let's check your answers. So it says, number 1 says 38 and 702 thousandths. Madison Ragsdale, can you tell me what I need to write? What numbers?
38.
Okay, so 38. Point. It's a terrible point. 702. How did you know it was 702? It says 702. That's right.
I put 720.
That's 720.
I didn't mean to. Now, that was not an accident.
Okay, let's look at the second one. Number 2 says 16 and 104 thousandths. Isaac, can you tell me what to write? 16.104. Again, how did you know it's 104? It says 104. Okay?
I'll answer this one.
Okay. Number 3 says 39 and 912 thousandths. Connor, tell me what to write.
39.
39.
900.
You're not. Whoop.
9.
39 point.
9. 12.
Does everybody agree with Connor?
Yeah.
We agree. Good job. Okay. So, let's go to the next one. Now you're going from numbers to words.
Words are hard.
Okay, this one's a little more challenging, but that's okay. You can do it. I have faith. It's okay. So, now go from numbers to words. Let's look at numbers to words. Numbers to words. All right. Alyssa, tell me what to write for number 1.
So 19.
19. I'm going to try my best to.
I believe you. We all believe. I believe.
19
And 200.
and 200.
9,000.
9,000.
Do we have to write 1,000?
Thousandths. You have to write the thousandths. If you don't write the place value, it's wrong. Okay? 19 and 209 thousandths. Alyssa is correct. All right. Number 2. Izzy, tell me what to write.
49.
Read that number again.
Oh. 47.
47
And
and
568.
568 thousandths.
I was looking at the 4 on this number and I was looking at the 9 number.
Okay, so number 2, 47 and 568 thousandths. Okay? Number 3, Ania, tell me what you're at. 62 and 100. 36 thousandths. Okay, so 62 and 136 thousandths. So, yeah. Remember when you're writing these out, okay, when you're going from numbers to words, the last thing you write down should be the place value of your last digit. Okay? The last thing you write for that should be your place value for your last digit. In this case today, guess what it is?
What? 1,000.
Thousandths.
Are we going to go to 10,000?
Thousandths. No, we just go to thousandths and that's it. Okay, does anybody have any questions?
No.
Everybody feels pretty good about it? Okay.